you have questions, please kindly drop them on the chat and kindly signify by clicking on the react or using an emoji. Thank you. So our guest with us today is Mr. Chiedozie Wegbu. He's a US-based technical writing analyst. He specializes in petition writing for EB1 and EB2. Please, with a round of applause, let's just give our speaker a clap. Just drop your comments. Say welcome to our speaker. Give him a warm welcome. React using the buttons. Thank you. Yes, Isa, I can see you. Please, guys, are we excited? Please drop something in the comments. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. Thank you, guys, and welcome once again. So right now, our guest will be taking over from here. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. So, like she mentioned, my name is Chiedozie. I'm a technical writing analyst, and what I do most of the time, it's mostly I write all kinds of things, but I write mostly the EB1 and the EB2, petition, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So let's go on quickly. Let me give you a brief breakdown of how this whole journey started. We wrote our first paid petition because the client heard about, my approval process and called me on the phone, wanted to know, okay, what is happening here? They got RFE and we were talking over the phone. I was trying to advise them and they felt you seem to have better advice than what most lawyers could give me. Can you write this thing for me? So they paid us $100 and promised to pay more when the case got approved. And long story short, that is how I started, getting into this whole business of writing, because the first one I did, the person saw how solid it was and gave me more job. Told friends and family and people started recommending me. So that is a long story. So let me introduce the whole framework on this and how do I write this? Is it based on a company? Is it a company set up? And this is our company, the Dozikaho Technical Writing, and it's a registered company in Birmingham, Alabama. That is where it is in the United States, which means that you could sue me if I do anything wrong or dirty. We have a YouTube page if you want to check out our YouTube page. And because we have a lot of videos that have covered this whole petition stuff. In case you are into YouTube, I would invite you to check out our page. But let's go on that there are two ways to get to the United States. I know that the whole issue of the Trump visa ban is affecting almost everyone in Nigeria and on some countries, because if you are used to getting to the US on a travel visa, on a student visa, that route has temporarily closed. And if I were you, I would want to be looking at another alternative to come to the United States. And I'm here to present that alternative to you, which is the NIW, National Interest Waiver. And because the idea of waiver comes with the, you have to get a job to be able to get a green card. And if you have something to offer the United States, they are going to waive that job offer in the United States. That is why we have the NIW. And you could actually apply for this NIW with a bachelor's degree or with a master's degree or with a PhD. Now, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you have something that is a little lower than a bachelor's degree, you could also apply. That is the base qualification. And in the United States, they have the associate degree, which is a little lower than the bachelor's. And in countries like Nigeria, it could be the NCE, right? So you don't actually need a bachelor's degree to apply. All you need is something closer to a bachelor's degree or something like an NCE or an associate degree, and you're qualified to apply. Now, we'll talk about what I'm talking about, but I said there are two options that I'm presenting you today, which is the EB1A, which is the aliens with extraordinary ability in any field at all, science, arts, business, etc. You could go through the NIW route, the EB2-NIW, which is for members of professionals holding advanced degree or bachelor's degree, applying for waiver of labor certification in national interest, which is what I've explained earlier. Now, this whole package that you are sponsoring yourself, you do not need an employer sponsorship. You are saying to the United States, they have a lot to gain when they give you the green card, which means that you have achieved a lot, or you can offer benefit to the United States in exchange for the green card. So that is what it means. So, and for the sake of this webinar today, I want to focus on the NIW because we don't have a lot of time. And maybe in our future webinars, we are going to talk about the EB1 because the EB1 requires more credentials than the EB2. We start with the smaller boys today, and later next month or next year, as you know, what luck might have it or God might have it, we'll talk about the EB1. So let's dive into what we have here. And I want to first mention that it is not your right, that even if you have the best of credentials, that USCIS have the right to deny it based on how they feel, or if they feel that you do not meet the requirement. But keep in mind that the decision is based on how they adjudicate the case. But you must be able to provide something to demonstrate that you have something credible. Now, if I may move on, that the NIW is based on the matter of Danasa, which is what I want to cover today. And the Danasa guy, in case you don't know, it's someone who petitioned and his case was denied, and he felt that his case was denied unjustly. So he sued the immigration office, and that is how he became popular, right? But the NIW is based on the matter of Danasa, which is the court case that handled it. And they say that they are going to grant you the national interest waiver if what you are proposing to do in the United States has substantial merit and is of national interest. Now, this might seem so ambiguous. Now, it can simply mean you offer the United States something that benefits them in exchange for the green card. Now, I may put it this way, that you are coming to start a business that will create jobs for the United States. And if your job is going to employ Americans, that is of national interest, right? Now, some of us are not going to be creating jobs. Some of us are going to be doing research. Now, let's say you are going to be doing research on the cure of breast cancer, for example, that research you're going to be doing is of national interest because a lot of Americans and people all over the world suffer from cancer. And if your research is successful, it will bring more money to pharmaceutical companies that are going to develop that medicine, and it's going to save the lives of Americans who are suffering from cancer. Now, let me move forward. And not only that, whatever you're proposing to do is of national interest, you have to show that you have done a lot of things in the past that makes you well positioned to advance your proposal. Now, in other words, now you are saying that you have achieved a level of success that shows that you can actually carry out that research or that endeavor that you're proposing to do. Now, they are also saying that when you look at the totality of the evidence that you're providing, that it will benefit the United States to waive the job offer and the labor certification requirement. Because before anyone gets green card, an employer, you must have a job with an employer speaks to the immigration office on your behalf. Now, to boycott all this process, you are saying that you're proposing to do something that will benefit the country. And in addition, you have achieved a level of success that makes it that makes you well positioned to advance your proposed endeavor, or that makes it possible for you to advance or to successfully carry out that proposed endeavor. And the United States will benefit that even if other are available, that whatever you're proposing to the United States is enough for them to give you that green card. Now, let's move forward as we look at the things that they are requiring from you in addition to your educational qualification, right? Now, you need to show them that you have an academic degree. Now, by academic degree, it means that you are giving them a bachelor's degree or something equivalent of a bachelor's degree. You do not need to have a bachelor's degree from the United States. However, if your degree is outside the United States, you need to evaluate it, like West evaluation. And if you have an advanced degree, that makes sense. It puts you in a better position. If you have a PhD, that also makes sense. So we'll move forward that you also have to provide letters from current or former employees showing that you have at least 10 years of full-time experience. Now, these are just, evidence that they are putting out there. You might not have all of them, but the one that you must have is actually the bachelor's degree, any form of degree to show that you have something that you've gone to school or certificate, right? You also have to provide license. If you have license, some people do not have license. Now, if you are working as a data analyst, you might need a license, like a certification. That falls within a license, right? If you're a doctor, you need a license. If you're a teacher, you might need a license. That if you're a cybersecurity specialist, you might need certification to show that you have something relating to your field, right? And we'll move on that you also might need to show that you command a high salary, like a salary that shows that it relates to your exceptional ability. Now, this salary, it's not just showing that you have earned a salary, it is also showing that you command a high salary in comparison to your peers, right? Now, that means that if you work in places like Lagos, for example, that if we Google salary, or if we Google your salary, let's say you're a cybersecurity specialist, right, or analyst, they are paying you $100,000 or naira in a month. That if we check what the website is reporting, your salary is higher than what is being paid to your peers.
Not the part that I really
Hello,
enjoy.
kindly
The
mute
part I
Daryl
enjoy
Kama.
is the part that
Thank you. So we'll look at also evidence of membership of professional organization. Now, these seem to be one of the easiest to obtain because there are professional organizations, you pay money and they give you certificate of membership. However, I do not see membership of professional organization as something that immigration officers take credibly, because anyone can pay to obtain it, right? So easy to obtain makes it looks that anyone can easily obtain it. They are looking for something else, and that something else is evidence of recognition of achievement and significant contribution. Now, that means that you should be able to show them that you have achieved a level of success or achievement, and that could be like they are giving you best employee of the month for doing something tangible for that industry. That means you're getting an award of helping them, make billions of dollars or billions of naira in your company, and for that, they're giving you a recognition in your field. Now, people might want to confuse that evidence of achievement and significant contribution or award with academic qualification. They are good, but you cannot equate academic achievement with professional achievement. That these guys are looking for professional achievement or awards. That is what is more credible to them, because anyone can get scholarship based on 4.0 GPA or first class, but not everyone can achieve a level of success in their field. Then we'll look at the next one, it shows that you could also give them comparable evidence that anything that is not listed there, you could also provide for them. Like, anything that you have that you could think that is professional, that you've achieved this in the course of your career, you could provide it. Now I want to go over other things that I'm listing, because what I want to share with everyone here is that it is not about checking the boxes to show that you meet this criteria. It is about showing evidence that what you intend to do in the United States has potential to employ Americans, or is help boost the economy, maybe in a depressed area or in a rural area, is going to enhance societal welfare, or artistic enrichment, or it could impact a matter that the government entity has described as of national importance. And I will tell you, I will give you a very good example. Let's say if you could create an app that will spy on people. I'm making this thing up. Spy on people that want to cross the border illegally, and that border is able to help the United States close down the border, or to detect who are crossing the border illegally. That thing is of national importance. Now, I've also mentioned the idea of cancer or creating jobs, that these things are of national importance. Now, I want to go on. I say, okay, it could improve the economy or improve wages and working conditions of US workers. It could improve healthcare. I gave the idea of breast cancer, and it also has a global implication. And one example I could use to explain this is the matter of COVID. COVID happened and the world was shut down. If you're coming out with a vaccine that will kill all the COVID, even that the one that is yet to be released on this earth, that is of global importance, right? Then we'll say the advantages of the EB2-NIW is that you could get it from anywhere. You could, you don't need your mama or your papa or your uncle to help you. It's about what you have achieved and what you have in your resume. And the first step is to get your petition done, fill the I-140 petition and submit it, right? And once it's approved, you could file for the I-485, that is the green card. And if you are outside the United States, you could go for consular processing, right? We'll go on that it is based on what you've achieved, and it is what you are sponsoring yourself. You do not need anyone to sponsor you. You do not need to marry anyone for that person to sponsor you. It is I don't know how to stress it enough. You are the one sponsoring yourself, and it is easier to get than the EB1A, right? And you skip the labor certification process, and that is it. Now, I want us to look at the filing fee in case for people who don't know how much it costs. It costs $1,015. That is $715. The general filing fee plus $300, which is the asylum fee, makes everything $1,015, and this is the government fee. Now, you might want to wonder what actual cases have I worked on that have been approved, and these are the two that I want to show you. This is someone who has a master's degree, no publication, no citation, and they work as a compensation analyst. And this is another person who is an ordained pastor that also got approved. You could see that they don't even have a bachelor's degree. They only have diploma in Christian showering and counseling. Now, anyone can apply for this thing. You don't need to, you don't need to be in the US to apply. You just need to apply from anywhere. Now, this is also someone who has a bachelor's degree in mathematics and statistics only, and they're based in Nigeria. And I tell you, this person is waiting for their consular processing as I speak to you. And this is another person, a master's in history. It's actually African history. So this is what I have. I don't know if you have any question. I believe I could make this thing more interactive than just going through my slide. Please ask your questions. Let's answer it and talk to you, please.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you for a beautiful session. Please, let's give our speaker a round of applause. You can drop your emojis. You can drop a thank you in the comment section, the chat.
Questions, please.
If you have questions, please indicate, or you can drop a message in the chat. Thank you. Okay, we have Mr. Medo here. Please, you can unmute and ask your question, sir.
Or you could send it in the chat if it's possible.
Yeah. Mr. Medo, are you here? Okay, while we wait for him, Yasa Isa, I think you have a question. Please kindly unmute and ask your question.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to Dozy for the presentation. So my question first is just seeking clarification. The recent partial ban on Nigeria, there have been a lot of conflicting headlines on whether the EB2 or EB1 petitions have also been affected for countries listed on the partial ban. So that's one of the things I wanted you to clarify. And then my question is, how many approvals have you secured so far? Do you have a count? And what's the process of engaging you in writing a petition? And what are the costs involved? Thank you.
So much. So let's start with the travel ban. Everyone is in panic. We are in shock. We are trying to unravel this thing. The travel ban does not affect the EB2-NIW, but there are people, I wouldn't say rumors, and I wouldn't say it because I've not seen anyone, but people are saying that people who have gone to apply, who has green card interview, have been turned down because of this whole thing. But I believe that there is going to be more clarification if Nigerians are subject to green card, because it's yet to be unclear, because this is quite different from what the executive order said. I wouldn't say I have a very clear and concrete information, but regarding the whole question, I have done a lot of petitions, and I will tell you that I have also my own fair share of deniers. I think I have about 57 approvals so far. My approval rate sits at 95, 94, which means that I get denied. So because most people who come to me don't have the best of resume, and sometimes it's based on 50-50 chance, and we do our best. I would also, I believe that our host here will be able to share with you my website. If you go through my website, book an appointment, or shoot me an email, I'll be able to talk about my pricing and how the process works.
Thank you so much, sir. So, Isa, if you have further questions, you can drop them on the group. I don't know if you are part of our WhatsApp community. You can drop your questions there, and we'll definitely answer you. Okay, sir, we have another question in the chat. Do you offer consulting, like walk me from start and see where it leads?
Yes, I offer consulting. So most people who come to me want to see what their resume look like, and if their resume will be able to go through. And that is one of the things I offer people. If you want to, you could send me an email. I could tell you what I think about the resume free of charge, right? If you want an in-depth analysis of what to know about your chances, it's a paid consultation, and it's on my website, dozikaho.com, and we could move on from there. So So I think the best thing you want to do is to evaluate your chances with your resume, your achievement, and see if that will work.
Okay, sir. Amido Peter, sorry. I hope you are clear on that. If you still have further questions and you're not satisfied, you can send us a message. Yeah. Okay, Nelson Evarunegbe says, great presentation. I was wondering, is it the same filing fees all across countries for both the EB2 and I-485? The person in Nigeria, that is, the person in Nigeria would pay the same fees with someone living in the US, consular processing, same price with AOS.
That is a very tricky question because I don't know the exact price for consular process, but the fee for I-140 stays the same for anyone, anywhere you live in, which is $1,015. If you are in the US, yes, the adjustment of status, which is I-485, but if you're outside the US, you do the consular processing, and I don't know exactly how much it costs. I think it's below $500. I don't know exactly.
All right, sir. Please, do we have more questions? Abra, this will be the last question we'll take for tonight. Then we'll end the session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dozika. Thank you. I've been watching your videos, so it's very information, and thank you so much for arranging the session. The one question I have is, I know this is for NIW. You'll be hosting future sessions for EB1A. So do you have like 30-minute slot or 60-minute slot to just review the petition? I know you have a big slot, like it's 3 hours, but do you have a smaller slot where we can arrange some time with you to go over some of the questions on EB1A?
I think I do. So I think that you have to send me an email. I could answer that one. Okay, I see what I can do.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Abra just talked. Abra, are you still raising your hand? Okay. I think that's all. Okay, we have Abdullahi in the comments, says the fee for consular processing is $325. It's called Form DS-260. Okay, Mohammed, thank you for that information. Please, if you have...
Yes, so
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
yes,
can.
go ahead.
Okay. So there's a lot of information out there since the proclamation by Mr. Trump regarding the ban, the partial ban, the fact that only people who serve the national interest of the United States are going to be allowed to come. So there's been a lot of stuff. Some people said that some service centers are still processing I-140s, still processing green cards, while some other ones are telling the applicants that they are temporarily putting the whole process on hold, pending more clarification from the US government. What I want to know is, do you think right now is still a good time to continue with your EB1A application in light of what is going on? Because I heard also on the news that the US government is also not, alongside the visa ban, that they've also told ICE to now submit applications for the naturalizing 200 people, minimum of 200 every month. And that's what they want to do. Although I've seen legal experts say that these things are very unrealistic, that it's very difficult to do. But then I just want to know, what do you think? Because if they are going as far as denaturalizing people, then it tells you how far they are willing to go.
I am not sure how the denaturalization process works because I'm a US citizen. And the only way I think the denaturalization will work is only when you got your citizenship through one fraudulent means or the other.
Yeah.
or you lied on a form, that one is legitimate denaturalization, right?
Yes.
But do I think everyone should continue with the EB1 or EB2? Yes, you should. You should. You should continue gathering your document. You could still continue applying. Now, here is what I'm going to tell you, that we have 3 more years left. There might be another president who's going to remove Nigeria from the partial ban. But I'm not sure this proclamation affected EB2, but the USS is trying to figure it out, and I believe they will come up with a better solution for everyone.
We have to end this meeting here tonight. Yes, you can drop your questions in our community and we'll be there to answer. Thank you guys for joining. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Yeah.
Good night.
Night.